Hello guys, and welcome back to my kitchen, and welcome back to Cookmas Day 13. So today we are making this delicious meal, which is roasted beef with potatoes, carrots, rice. If you're interested, just keep watching. Okay guys, so here is everything we're going to need for the meat, and for the list of the ingredients, please have a look at the description box. So here we're going to start by seasoning our beef, and we have a beef fillet here. The weight is 2 kg, I believe so, if I can remember. Yeah, it's 2 kg. And we are going to season it very, very well. I don't like my meat to be bland. I hate it, and I guess we all hate it. So yes, we want this fillet to be delicious. So here I'm gonna mix my, I have a bowl. In my bowl, I'm gonna add my mustard, to the mustard, I'm gonna add some soy sauce, and I have the dark soy sauce, but it doesn't matter, the color does not make any difference. You can use the dark one or the light one, just use soy sauce, that's completely fine. To this mix, I'm gonna add some beef seasoning spice. You can use the spice of your choice, like chicken seasoning spice or whichever it is. Like, it doesn't have to be beef because it's beef, because me, sometimes I season chicken with beef seasoning or things like that. Like, yes, it doesn't matter, so it's up to you, but today I'm using beef for beef. Yeah, so beef seasoning for my beef, but you don't have to. So if you don't have it and you have a chicken seasoning there, don't worry, you can use that chicken seasoning. And all I did was to add some vegetable oil to my mix the whole thing together nicely, and this is it. We have our marinade. So now what I'm going to do, I'll use a knife and poke the meat, make some holes in there, many holes in the meat, as much as I can. Yeah, this is just to allow the marinade to penetrate the meat very well, because when we rub the marinade onto the fillet, we're going to make sure the marinade gets into the holes very well, and we're going to put some garlic in the holes as well. So like I said earlier, while rubbing the marinade onto the fillet, I make sure I drip the marinade into those holes very well, because you want the marinade to get inside the meat so that the meat can be tasty anyhow, like anywhere. Every places in this meat needs to have taste. That's what we're looking for. So yeah, once that is done, once we are done with that, we're going to use the garlic pieces and then put a piece in every hole. Yeah, now we are done. I have in my plate some fresh rosemary and thyme. So all I'm going to do is to spread it around the meat, the fillet. So you can try and rub the leaves so that they can drop on the meat, on the fillet. Yes, I'm trying. It's a bit difficult because this is fresh, it's not dry, so it's not sprinkling as I wanted to sprinkle on the meat, but I tried my best and just throw it around there. I added roughly like 3 branches of thyme, 3 branches of rosemary somehow, and I added some chopped onions. Yes, and now I'm adding this seasoning. This is chipotle seasoning spice. I bought it in Sainsbury's. It's just optional. I had it there and I said, why not? Let me just sprinkle some on top. So this is what I'm doing, and that is it. The meat is ready. Just leave it in your fridge overnight to marinate. If you don't have time, just allow at least an hour for the meat to marinate. But then if you don't have time, you can put it straight into the oven. But marinating time is very important if you want your meat to be delicious. At least 1 hour, if not overnight. So while this is marinating and then going to the oven later on, we are going to make our rice. And for my rice, I have in my pot here some coconut oil and some vegetable oil. So I added half coconut oil, half vegetable oil, and we are going to fry our onion slices. So to the onions, I'm going to add some lime leaves, and I'm going to add some chili. This is bird eye chilies, the green one, yes. And then if you don't want it to be spicy, then you can skip the chilies, yeah. So we're going to mix and fry the whole thing together so that they will have time to infuse very well, especially the lime leaves. Like the flavor in the rice was so nice, so nice. And while I was even cooking, the flavor, the smell of the lime leaves took over my kitchen and it was smelling so good. So once that is done, after 2 minutes or so, I'm adding my rice that has been washed and drained very well, and I'm going to fry the rice in that mix. We are frying, so this heat is on high heat because we want to fry the rice. We want the rice to look like toasted, something like that. And once after, like, we're going to fry the rice for like 5 minutes on high heat. Keep mixing, don't stop mixing, otherwise the rice is going to burn. Just keep mixing for 5 minutes because you're toasting the rice. Once that is done, you add your coconut milk, homemade if possible, and then your water, and you mix the whole thing together. And we're going to season with salt and turmeric. And now it's time to add our turmeric. Like I said earlier, we're going to add turmeric and salt to season our rice. And the turmeric is also going to change the color of our rice. It's going to turn it into yellow. Yes, you can also use curry if you don't have turmeric. Curry is going to give a different flavor to your rice as well. And it's also going to change the color of your rice. But there's turmeric in curry, and it's the turmeric in curry that makes the curry yellow as well. If you didn't know. So yes, once we do that, we mix the whole thing together nicely. And at this point, my rice was not yellow enough, so I added some more turmeric to my rice, and that was it. We're gonna cover with some parchment paper and then put the lid of the pot on top, and we're gonna allow the rice to cook on very low heat. So you can see there's not much water in there. That's the point. We toasted the rice first and we didn't add that much water, that much liquid in there. We're gonna cover with parchment paper and allow the steam to cook the rice. That's why you leave it on very low heat and allow the steam to cook your rice, and your rice will be perfectly detached, not sticky, very perfect. Watch and see. So while our rice is cooking, I have in my pan here, I have a pre-cooked potatoes, I have raw carrots, I have some garlic, I have some thyme, fresh thyme, and I have some butter. Yeah, and to this I'm gonna add this seasoning that I've showed you that I added on top of the beef fillet. This is chipotle seasoning, and I'm gonna add some here. There's black pepper in there, there's chipotle, there's salt. Yes, there's garlic as well. I'm gonna sprinkle it on top of my potatoes, and then that is it. We're gonna saute it in that butter, and then it's gonna be ready. You can do the same mix, do it exactly the same way, and pop it in the oven to roast. But my oven was busy with my beef, so I decided to saute my potatoes in the pan. And yes, let's get back to our rice. The rice is ready, is cooked, is delicious, is cooked to perfection. Yes, to perfection. It was so delicious, not too spicy, delicious. You can taste the flavor of coconut, and you can sprinkle some coconut, desiccated coconut on your rice as well if you want to. Sometimes I do, and it's delicious as well. But if you don't want your rice to be too coconutty, then you can leave it like that. Yes, so let's check up on the meat, and this is it. I just took it out of the oven. It's been cooking for 2 hours now, and don't forget to check it up from time to time and wash it with its own juice. What I mean by that is get the juice you see there with a spoon or something like that, and just pour it back on the meat from time to time, maybe every 20 minutes or so. Yeah, while it's cooking for those 2 hours. So after that, I came to get some of the stock because I'm going to use that for the sauce. And then the meat that is there, I'm going to add. We have 10 minutes left in the oven for the meat. So for those 10 minutes left, we're going to put some slices of butter on the meat. We are not covering the meat with foil paper anymore because it's been cooking for 2 hours with foil paper on top, just so that I'm sure my meat is going to be cooked inside out. I don't like raw meat. I don't like medium rare or whatever it is. No, I don't like it. I like my meat to be well done. That's me. So cook it the way you like it. So I've added some slices of butter on the meat. I'll put it back in the oven without foil for 10 minutes, and that is it. So here it is. We are making the sauce. So for the sauce, I have my pan, I have some vegetable oil, I have some slices, some chopped onions and garlic. We're gonna mix the whole thing together, and then we're gonna add a bay leaf to it. Once my onions have gone a bit golden in color, I'm going to add my green bell pepper, and then I'm going to add my tomatoes. And to this, I'm gonna add 1 seasoning cubes. This is seasoning cube, chicken flavored, yes. And I'm not adding salt or anything else because we're gonna add the stock from the beef. So the stock has everything in there already. So we don't want to overdo with the tomato sauce, yeah? So 1 cube I'm adding. If you don't eat cubes, you can add salt if you wish to. If not, the beef stock will be enough. So now we are adding the beef stock. We're going to mix nicely, check to see the seasoning is on point. Yes, mine was on point. We're going to cover and allow it to boil on medium heat for, let's say, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. After that, open it, yes, reduce the heat and allow it to simmer for 5 minutes, and it's ready. And voila, food is ready, yummy, delicious. My kitchen is smelling popping, like seriously. delicious. Thank you guys for watching my video. I hope you like it. I hope you try it. This is gonna be yummy on your Christmas table, trust me. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you have not done so yet, and don't forget to like the video, share, comment, and see you in my next video. Bye.